All right, this is Tractor Man 44. Well, not exactly, but I'm here. And this is as close as the real Tractor Man 44 will let me get to this tractor. Now, maybe after there's a scratch or two or some dirt on it. But for right now, this is as close as he lets me get behind the camera. Anyway, what he's getting ready to do is rehook the front thing. Loader. Because he just finished putting on the third function valve, which he needs for the grapple, which did not come with the tractor, which we had to order separately. And now we also need more hydraulic fluid, which means oil, but it's special oil that only works in the Kubota. That might or might not be true. Anyway, here he comes with the tractor, and he's explained that it's all color-coded, and he just has to line it up, and we'll see. Okay. See that shiny box right there? That's the third function valve control box. Now the valve itself is lost somewhere in the tractor. I don't have any notion where it is.
And that's actually it.
That's it? That's actually it?
Yeah.
There's nothing inside that does this?
Well, it's got
just
solenoids.
Okay.
It has solenoid valves.
Okay.
And oil
That's
going.
the valve thing you had to put in was a solenoid valve?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's inside there somewhere?
Yes.
Okay. And then that sticky thing up on top with the button, the silver button, that's new. That came with all that. Okay. All right. So now, okay, see the color coding? You see that they're blue and white. Oh, and there's an orange and a yellow. Okay. And then there's some things down there that are the same color. But you only have to connect it on one side? No, this got to be connected on the other side too.
You what?
The other side has to be connected too, correct?
No.
Just this
Everything's
side?
right here. Everything's right here.
But don't those things need to fit in that slot right there?
Yes, huh?
Okay.
This should run right down into there and rest. Then we have to align this with this.
Okay.
But we have to do that with the hydraulics. Now, you're asking somebody that ain't real good at this yet because I'm a
All
little
right.
inexperienced with the new
All right.
equipment. But I just now found out I'm a little bit out of square, so I got to move the tractor and square it up just a little bit.
Okay, so you can't plug it in yet.
I can't plug it in yet.
All right.
I got to square up the tractor with the loader.
Okay, square away.
Yep.
Okay, so it's all, is it squared now?
It should be pretty close.
You're relieving pressure there?
Yeah, I did.
That's a good thing?
Yeah, relieving the pressure so I can depress these little poppets.
Okay.
See, these things are called poppets.
Poppets?
Yeah, well, these are poppet style valves.
Oh.
And you can see I'm depressing those. And so whenever I put this on, see there's a matching thing inside here. And without the pressure being released, you can't possibly depress those poppets when you put the two together.
Does that come with the instructions, or do you just know that?
Well, you just know that.
Well, what if you don't know that?
Well, then you got a problem. You won't get them connected. Are you recording?
I am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
I didn't want anyone to miss any of this.
Oh, okay. So anyway, now you understand about the poppet style valves.
Yeah, kind of. They're kind of like my hose connectors,
Yeah, pretty much so.
my
There's-
waters.
Yeah, kind of. Now, did you hear that pop in there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now, there's three basic styles. If for those that might not know, there's three basic styles of the hydraulic connections.
Ooh, what's
See,
that?
That's oil, hydraulic oil.
So you're, these are messy. That's not blue, is it?
Ooh, hey, good eye there.
All right.
Good eye. I need the white one back here.
Okay.
There you go. Hear him pop in.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
That if it,
Oh, there's three styles.
yes.
There's three basic styles. You have the poppet style, like these guys right here with a little pointy thing sticking up. Then you got a ball, to where it's an actual ball right there that you have to depress.
Uh-huh.
And then you have what's called a flat face.
Okay.
The flat face is much the best ones for keeping dust and everything and dirt out of them.
All right.
And that's what we're going to have on the grapple.
Okay. So it seems like if you hook the bottom ones up first, it would be easier.
Well, that's what I did.
Kind of.
Well, kind of.
Okay, I heard him click. All right.
Didn't go all the way. There she went.
Oh, okay.
And then you have to connect these guys up
Why?
to keep the filthy stuff out.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
So
mean?
take care of all your parts. You'll get better at this.
Oh yeah, better. Can't get much worse. Look at all this. And you wonder why I come in dirty at night.
No, I don't ask.
Okay. Look at that. Yeah, but look at this.
Just wipe it on your pants. That's where you usually do.
I know it. Okay.
All right.
Did I get it all off?
You're fine. There's some on your nose. It's a little smudge. You're fine. It's okay. All right. So now you have to go to the other side. Are there those things over on the other side
What
too?
we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start the tractor.
Okay.
And then we should be able to use the hydraulics in order to make this stuff reattach. You know, I hate to be saying all this stuff without actually knowing firsthand, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because this is actually with this tractor the first time that we'll have put it back on.
Okay. So far it's not been bad. It's been pretty easy.
Well, so
Other
far-
than lining it up.
Well, and that was my fault. I just wasn't paying too much attention. But anyway.
Okay.
Oh, and these two other hoses that are down here that don't have the poppet valves on them
Yeah,
yet,
where do they go?
will actually connect right here.
Okay.
Right off of the third function valve.
Okay.
And you see there'll be a fitting that will, there's the fittings right here. This is an ORB by JIC. That ORB will thread right into this guy here.
An ORB by GIC. You made
JIC. O-Ring Boss by JIC.
O-ring boss. Who names these things? Jeez. Woo! That green thing is off. It made oil go all over.
Well, I learned something. Look at my oil.
I know. It shot up like a geyser. Did it pop that off?
No, it's not. Yep, it's not.
It
connected.
wasn't on tight enough?
Well, I didn't realize that I actually had to have these hoses hooked up.
Oh.
So I got to put those fittings on there. Then I can go ahead and move the
Okay,
valves like
so
I need to.
you got to...
So that was my mistake.
Okay. Well, we learned.
Well, yeah, we learned.
All right.
Okay, so I got to clean this all up.
I didn't get oil on me. I'm good.
All right. Well, I got to go ahead and clean this off.
I'm going to try to show you these little thingies here. So this thingy here, all right, so it screws off and on. Don't, hopefully he won't see me do this because he'll have a fit. Anyway, this little nozzly thing, it has a little point on it, and it needs to go there. And so I'm going to let him put that back on for you. But this was not in there, and so he had to pull out a little plastic cap in the bottom and then screw those little poppy things back on. Okay. You want to put it back?
Yeah.
All right. The camera there.
Here's what I failed to remember.
Ooh, that's big.
Well, this is the female portion.
You
of
had
the
that already
poppet.
and you didn't think that was important?
Well, I didn't think that any oil was going to come out if I didn't push the buttons.
Oh, okay.
I thought I could go ahead and hook it up, bring these out and install them.
And
So
do
that was
'em
entirely my
later.
rookie mistake.
Okay.
But see, these guys here pop onto there.
Okay.
And
And then
this
that
solves
goes
my
back on
issue.
that thing I just unscrewed.
Yes.
Okay.
This goes right here like that.
Right.
This guy here will pop onto there, but it's got to screw onto here. So
Okay.
we just take a little bit. That's 1/16 on these bigger ones. We can take an 1/16, just a little bit.
Okay.
And I think if I remember right, this is 15/16 on the other end. That should be literally all it takes. So, yeah, do the same thing over here. Put this guy on this one. And then, to make sure the grapple works the way we want it to, you have to look up front and see what color.
Oh, you got to run the color all the way back?
Yeah, we have to put the green one on the green and the black one on the black.
Okay, but the color's not up here, it's somewhere else. Where the other end of those hoses are hooked to what?
To where the grapple is actually going to be hooked to. This is your flat style,
Okay.
okay? And that's to keep the dust and dirt out of them whenever you're using a tractor without
All
the
right.
grapple or doing other stuff. When the grapple goes on here in place of the bucket, it'll have the female and the male so that you don't get them incorrectly attached that match these guys
Okay,
right here.
so what if you didn't match them correctly? What would that
Well,
cause?
The open would close and the close would open.
Okay.
So all you have to do is just flip them.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not a catastrophic.
No, 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 not
Okay.
a big deal at all.
All right.
If I remember right, the green is supposed to be the bottom, but I might have to look back at the picture and
Well,
see.
the orange is on top.
Oh, there's no colors back here.
You sure? That looked the orange to me. On the end?
That's reflecting off of the paint.
Okay. Okay. All right, all right. Okay, try number 2. He's put those little pop-it disconnect thingy-bobbies. He told me what they're really called, those thingies.
Quick connects.
Quick connects, okay.
Yeah.
So those are in now, and they won't let the oil come shooting out like a geyser.
Should.
If it does, we will cut that part out and you will never see it. Woo. Ah. Okay.
It's also one of the reasons why you want to have everything perfectly level. I'm sitting on uneven ground,
Yeah.
and so that's why this is pulling in just a little bit off plumb.
Okay.
Make sense? What?
Yeah, you've got a residual oil drip under there. Is that from the oil that's skewed before, or is it leaking from somewhere else?
It might be leaking off the fitting.
See right there on the end, at the bottom of that silver
one here?
box? No, on the bottom, underneath. There, it's
Oh,
still
yeah,
dripping.
Hopefully that's just residual.
You think so?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
It's
don't-
awfully consistent.
Well, we'll take a look and see.
All right, wipe it all off and see if it still drips.
All you gotta do is start it back up and see.
Okay. All right. What the problem is the tractor is not perfectly level. So the little notches and holes are not lining up. And then we've got that persistent little hydraulic fluid leak at the bottom of that control box. So to be continued. Now we finally got it lined up. We didn't show you that part. This wasn't easy peasy, so we'll have to make adjustments. I say we, the royal we. There we go. Okay, this should have taken literally less than 5 minutes?
Less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it will whenever I get good at it.
I know. He's pulling up those outriggers. Those are the things that just hold it up.
Yeah, those are supports for the loader.
Okay.
That's all because uneven terrain.
Really, but I mean, this doesn't look that uneven.
Is enough to where the machine surfaces wouldn't.
I know. At least the loader's back on.
Well, guys, that didn't go exactly as I planned. Somehow I just figured I was going to go right up to it, and in about 3 minutes have it hooked up and gone. But that slightly uneven terrain gave me the problem. I knew it was going to be a problem when I backed out of it, because when I backed out of it, when I unhooked it, I felt the loader go just a little bit to the side, which means that these bosses aren't going to align whenever we went back together. So that's a rookie mistake for sure. The next thing, just didn't even think about this third function valve having a continual flow through it, whether or not the buttons are pushed. So that's my fault. I didn't put these guys on. And then the third thing is, I cannot believe it, but even as much care as I took with these O-ring bosses here, I'm going to have to replace those O-rings. They just continue just dribbling just a little bit, and I've done everything I can think of in order to get that to stop, and I can't get it to quit just that tiny seep. The other things, the other fittings with the O-rings don't have an issue at all. Just these two O-ring bosses up here at the very top. Thanks to the missus for coming out there and capturing all the agony, so to speak. So you know what? This is Tractor Man 44, and I'm out of here, guys.